First of all, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling a lot better. Each day, I get 5 times better, and so it's good to be progressing so fast through this week, and I'm just grateful for everyone down at Jackson South Hospital in Miami, NASCAR medical team, and just everyone that's had my support through this whole thing. It's definitely helped me just progress so fast during the week to get better, and I feel good, feel normal. It's definitely been a recovery process, but going to the simulator last night and everything felt great. I'm ready to get back to this race car and just move on from everything.
Physically, were there any concerns other than respiratory?
No, it was just 100% just smoke inhalation. Basically, when the flames started coming into the cockpit, as you would do, I panicked and just started breathing heavier and heavier, which just made everything a lot worse. And it's kind of the first time I'd been in that situation and catching on fire like that. So kind of know how to prepare myself for that next time. But it was just 100% in my lungs and just respiratory.
Did you have to, like, did your O2 level, was there a certain level that they need to see you get before they released you from the hospital? And were you having trouble breathing, or were you just kind of waiting to get to the level they wanted?
Yeah, after the first night, it wasn't so much breathing. It was just the oxygen levels. And that's why I kind of got induced immediately when I went to the hospital, because they were pretty low. And for someone my age and fortunately, I'm pretty healthy thanks to the WISE program. So that kind of helped me with the recovery process as well. But as low as they were, that kind of being in shape definitely helped with everything. But yeah, it was mostly just the oxygen levels that kind of kept me in there so long.
Can you take us through what happened going through the laps leading up to the incident?
Yeah, it was on a restart or a couple laps after restart, I think, and me and Connor and a couple other people, we had been kind of crossing each other up, and I felt like we were faster than him all day, and I got tight in front of someone or behind someone, and he crossed me up, and he slid up in front of me, and I gave him a little push going down the backstretch, and I slid off of his bumper, which got him a little free, and I could understand, like, maybe it aggravated him, but he wasn't close to wrecking. He didn't hit the wall. Like, it was just a racing deal on my thing, and I heard him lift halfway down the back straightaway, and he got behind me, and my spotter warned me. He's like, "You're gonna get wrecked. Be careful for it." So I sent it off down into turn 3 as hard as I could, and he sent it off even harder, and seemed pretty committed to getting to me. And by that point, that's why I felt like I overcorrected so easily, because that's the fastest I had entered that corner all day. And if you know Homestead, like, once you get off the bottom lane, like, there's no grip right there. So just took off. But I didn't feel, what I did was, that harsh to where I don't know if something led up to that. I've never had any problems that I know of with him. I've never spoke to the kid. So I've never had any incidents with him before leading up to this.
Have you spoken to him since?
He has reached out through text and trying to call me. It's been such a hectic week, just physically and mentally. It was exhausting just being in the hospital. It might sound dramatic, but just getting back to reality and feeling normal again, that was a lot to process itself. And it's been a hectic week just getting my safety gear, stuff like that, all replaced. A lot of that had to get replaced. So he has reached out, but being how it's recent and how hectic the week was just in all scenarios, I don't feel like I could have a healthy conversation with him. So I was gonna just maybe talk to him soon, but this week I was focused on getting back to the racetrack and listening to all my doctors and everyone. So when I feel like I can have a healthy conversation about it, maybe I'll reach back out. But I'm looking to move on to it.
Do you feel like the penalty was justified and appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a vengeful person, and I don't think it should be really looked at as a punishment or a penalty. I think Connor has talent, and I think this more should be looked at as a lesson. that we can't have that in our sport, and especially at a track like that, high speeds. So I don't I don't want to say like, oh, I'm glad he got what he I don't think that way. Like, I'm just that nice kind of quiet kid, kept to himself. Like, I'm not a vengeful person. So my whole thing, I want this to be a lesson or an eye opener for him and kids coming up through the sport. Like, we can't do that. Like, we're professional race car drivers. Each time we go out on the racetrack, like, we are auditioning. Is how I treat it. Whether it's for the race team that we want to stay on or move to the Xfinity, the Cup Series, like people are watching us. So we just it needs to be a lesson, I think.
You use the word kids. Do you think these kids that are coming up on video games and simulators think that there won't be repercussions when they do a dump and run as opposed to a bump and run, which you would normally use, maybe not on an intermediate track, but on a short track like this?
I think it's more so just, the aggression in all three series right now is definitely, I was making starts in 2016 and where that was and how we're at right now, it's just the aggression level mostly, I think, in my opinion. I think we all know that, like, what we do on video games and stuff like that, like, we can't transfer that to real life, or I would hope not. So I don't know if it's as much that. I think it's just, the aggression kind of gets to all of us at some point. And, I know this wasn't an isolated incident for him, but, like I said, I hope, he can move on from this, and I'm going to move on from this, and, we'll go racing tonight, and, hopefully when he comes back to Phoenix, he's got a different perspective on things.
So when he shouted on the radio, all year, you have no idea what that was referencing?
Yeah, I didn't even know if that was directed towards me or just everyone. I listened to it and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about there. You talk to a lot of drivers in the garage. My biggest problem right now, especially in the truck series, I'm not aggressive enough. Especially on these restarts and everything. So I don't understand what he was talking about there. If it was directed towards me, because I try to race everyone with respect. The problem this year is I get pushed around a little bit too much and don't really do anything about it. So it's I didn't really understand that, no.
Any thoughts on the statement he released afterwards that he tweeted out?
I honestly didn't see much about it. I heard people talking about it. I didn't see it or didn't read it. I honestly didn't. I kind of it's automatic for something like that to go up, right? So after that, but he did reach out, and that would mean more to me than some post on whatever. But like I said, when I feel I can have a healthy conversation about it, then we'll go over that deal.
How hot did it get in the truck, and do you know kind of what caused such the big fire?
Yeah, so basically the angle that I hit the wall just immediately knocked the floor pan out, and the crush panel's on that right side. So immediately, like, just flames started shooting in, and the motor was still running, so oil was still pumping out, and that's, the flames didn't go out immediately. So it got pretty hot. There was flames going right to me. My helmet got a little burnt up a little bit, and head skirts, gloves, things like that. Had a mark on my chin for a little bit. That's why no more beard. That got kind of singed and looked yellow and just gross. So I got rid of that thing. Had to restart, but it got very hot.
In the messages that Connor sent to you, did he seem contrite, remorseful, sorry about what happened? How would you characterize what he...
I didn't look at it that much. I would think so. I didn't look at it that much. Like I said, it's been such a hectic week, and my mind has been on other places, really. Like, believe it or not, like I'm trying to just forget about that whole deal and just move on to Martinsville this week.
There was speculation that perhaps Connor might be coming to Nice Motorsports in 2025. If that is an accurate, right now I'll call it a rumor, or is that someone you might be able to work with?
I don't know if anything was official on that deal. I had heard rumors about it through the shop, but I wouldn't think that would still be a thing. but I don't know. We all want to move on from this. If that was the situation, it wouldn't have been very smart on him to do what he did. But I don't have a lot of information on that, but I wouldn't think so. Thank you.
Like when you were in the care center, like did you feel like something was wrong? Like were you like, man, I gotta go to the hospital? I mean, because you got out of the truck, and you kind of sat down, and people thought, oh, he could be okay, but then, you know, you were obviously in the care center for a long time before being taken to the hospital.
Yeah, it was more just immediately breathing treatments. I mean, when I got out of the truck, like I dropped because I was gagging for air, and just everything that I inhaled, just immediately just kind of, my face was hot, felt like it was on fire, even though it wasn't. I don't have any burn marks or anything, but that's just kind of how it felt. And then being in the care center, it was just immediately putting me on oxygen and everything, and noticed my levels were low, so it was, they were like, you're gonna have to go to the hospital, and then there's that process of getting the ambulance there and everything, which everything was handled great by NASCAR staff and everyone at the hospital I went to. It was knew that I was gonna have to go to the hospital. It wasn't my decision. I definitely don't want to go to the hospital, but NASCAR knew it was in my best interest to go. So.
Did you need any follow-ups after you got released on Monday, or were you just, they were like, okay, your level's good, you're good to go?
Yeah, everything was good. They allowed me to fly home, which was huge. Being with my oxygen levels, everything was good there, and followed up with a specialist yesterday just to be safe and kind of ease everyone's minds. And I did lung capacity test, and I was normal or above normal on all my tests and everything, and I feel great. So it definitely helped being in shape for this one. Just ready to move on to tonight.
The Vivid EV Anthem is the essence of American spirit. Made with lithium battery technology, this neighborhood electric vehicle features vibrant colors, diamond stitch seats, and seats up to 6. It isn't just made in America, it's made for America.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.